Welcome back. Billionaire Elon Musk is being given a deadline to complete his long-awaited purchase of Twitter. The judge who's presiding over the lawsuit between Musk and Twitter says he needs to buy the company by October 28th. Otherwise, the trial will go forward. Musk reversed course this week, saying he wanted to buy Twitter after trying to back out of the $44 billion deal. But his lawyers say he may have trouble securing financing if the case is still pending. They're asking Twitter to drop their lawsuit against him so investors won't be spooked. But analysts say Twitter may be reluctant to do that in case Musk changes his mind yet again. Meta CEO announced this week a hiring freeze across the company and will reduce budgets for most teams, which could lead to layoffs. Amazon also announcing a freeze on hiring for the corporate side. Meanwhile, in a new survey by accounting firm KPMG, they found 39% of CEOs say they have already put a hiring freeze in place, and 46% are considering downsizing in the next 6 months. All this could be a sign that the labor market is cooling, which would actually be good news for inflation and the economy. We'll learn more in a little more than an hour when the monthly jobs report is released. Experts polled by Dow Jones are expecting the U.S. economy to have added 275,000 jobs last month, less than the 315,000 added in August. Let's bring in David Peters now, a senior financial advisor for CFO Capital Management. He's also a national continuing education instructor at Peters Learning and Education. David, thank you so much for joining us here on Morning Rush. Really appreciate it. The jobs report expected to show fewer jobs were added last month, which is typically bad news. But why would that actually be good news right now?
Well, if there are fewer jobs that are added, that means that some of the interest rates hikes that the Fed has put in place and some of the inflation that we've been seeing might be coming to an end because ultimately we would want to see, at least from an investment perspective, we would want to see markets cooling down. And if markets if hiring is cooling down, that means that there might be an end to the inflation pain that a lot of businesses have been feeling in more recent times.
And if we're seeing companies putting hiring freezes in place, what comes after that? Is it layoffs? What can we expect?
Well, I mean, I think that layoffs are always a possibility, but I think that probably what you will most likely see is you'll just see that companies are going to slow the hiring that they've been doing. I think that the consensus is that hiring is going to slow when we see the September jobs report come out. The question is kind of how much slowing have we actually seen? I think the consensus that you mentioned about 250,000 or 275,000 new jobs, that's still a solid number. I think that, and so you saw that the markets dropped a little bit yesterday in reaction. And I think that if you see a number about that you'll probably see another drop today.
Yeah. So this jobs report will, of course, be closely watched by the Federal Reserve. If the predictions are accurate, what could that mean for the next interest rate decision?
Well, it means that interest rates are probably going to go up again. And so, again, the reason why this is so important and why this is so pivotal is because if we see hiring start to slow, then that means that some of the measures that the Fed has put in place are starting to take hold. And that means that we could see an end. There's an end in sight to the inflation that we've been seeing. If we still see that, that hiring is, maintains a strong number, even if it has slowed down a little bit from the previous month, if it's still strong, then that means that maybe that the measures that the Fed has put in place maybe haven't been as effective as they thought, and they may actually put more restrictive measures in place, and that could mean more inflation and a chance that we could see prolonged pain in the markets.
All right, we will see. David Peters, Senior Financial Advisor for CFO Capital Management. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.